Greetings from Chiang Mai, Thailand. How are you all? Thanks for joining me here in Thailand, northern Thailand, extreme northern Thailand. This is the Golden Triangle. Hey, how's it going, man? How are you? Thanks for joining me. This is great. Hey, New York, how are you? Yeah, give me a shout out where you are. I'd love to say hi. I'm just sitting in this little cafe here. It's after 7 p.m. in Chiang Rai. Maybe about like 40 degrees. It's crazy. I'm in Chiang Rai now. Hey, Taiwan, how are you? Hello, Norway. You know, my last name is Sabo. That is a Norwegian name, by the way. We are family. So I'm. Thanks for joining me. That's great. You're from Norway. Thank you. Yeah, in Chiang Rai. Thank you. Thanks for joining me. It's just a kind of a quick update with what's going on here. I was in Chiang Mai for about a week, and thanks for the hearts. Thank you so much. I was in Chiang Mai for about a week. Really enjoyed my stay there. First time to Chiang Mai. Highly recommended. It's just a lovely place. Very, I would say, I mean, lots of amenities and lots of really cool things. It's a rainy day again. You know, I was just talking about that. I just did a live on Facebook. And because I stay a lot in Taiwan, and one of the people that's viewing right now is from Taiwan, and Taiwan has had such a rough winter. Thanks for the hearts. Since January, it's been just raining like crazy. Had a few breaks here and there, but lots of cold snaps too. So I was watching the news the other day and checking updates, and I saw that Taiwan was, or at least northern Taiwan, was getting another cold snap down to 9 or 10 degrees, which is just crazy. I mean, by now, this time of year, usually you're starting to put the air conditioning on again. The comparison between Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai, well, Chiang Rai is definitely more chill. Those are my first impressions. I was saying that, you know, I've just had a chance. I haven't been here that long, just a few hours. It took 3 hours to get from Chiang Mai to Chiang Rai on the VIP bus. Left at 8:15, so got here after 11 this morning, got a guest house room right away, and just started walking around, got some lunch. And the characters, some of the expat characters that are in this place, like, man, it'll blow you away. It's like I was saying, they're like right out of some crazy David Lynch, Dennis Hopper flick or something like that. So it's a very interesting place. I suppose because of the character, it's also very chill. It's extreme north. It's more remote, so it's going to attract that kind of a person as well. But this is the famous Golden Triangle. This is like a very infamous place for heroin and opium production, smuggling, all that stuff. But these days, apparently, it's more methamphetamines. Yeah, lots of expats in Chiang Rai, I've noticed. And it's cheaper, I think, here as well, and a little more remote. So it's going to attract a different kind of expat as well, somebody that really wants to get away. But anyways, methamphetamine is kind of the drug of choice now. So there's lots of police around that check cars and stuff like that. But some very cool things to do around here. Of course, trekking into the hills is very popular here. A little commercialized. Although I think if you really work hard, you can find a guide that can maybe get you into some spots that that are a little more remote and less trampled. Hi, Masha. And thanks for the hearts. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please feel free to share this with your followers as well. Invite followers. Swipe the screen left to right on iOS or up on Android. I'm like so close to the border of Myanmar and Laos. I was actually a couple of years ago, I was in Hue Sai, which is, I don't know, maybe 2-3 hour bus ride from Chiang Rai. And I was in, you're welcome, I was in Hue Sai for the gibbon experience, which is a really cool thing to do in northwestern Laos, where you zip line in the jungle, but very authentic. It's not just about zip lining. You get to really experience the singing gibbons and that. It's a very cool thing to do. So I was down there a couple of years ago for that, so I'm kind of in the same area now. But I'm very close to a little town, Mae Salong. Apparently this town, which I'd like to get up to if I get a chance, is a bunch of ex-KMT soldiers settled there. So KMT, that was like the Kuomintang or the Kuomintang, was the army that was defeated by Mao's Revolutionary Army, the People's Republic of China army. And of course, they fled with Chiang Kai-shek to Taiwan, but some of them left Yunnan province in southern China and originally left for Myanmar, and then they were kicked out of Myanmar, and they've come here. Now, they've been here since the 60s, and they have this village just not very far away from here, 20,000 people, and it's mostly a Chinese feel as far as the culture, and people watch Chinese television, not necessarily Thai television, and they speak a dialect of Yunnan up there as well, and this is more Chinese culture and very atmospheric, I understand. So it might be something that I'm going to try to check out, just because, of course, I have a affinity with Taiwan, spending a lot of time in there. It's kind of an interesting thing to sort of see another side of where people left after the people were the China changed and became a communist country when Mao's army defeated the Kuomintang and Chiang Kai-shek. So it'd be kind of interesting to see that. But there's lots of really cool things around here. But I think it's really tempting just to let you know that Chiang Rai is super chill. I'm going to try. Chiang Rai is super chill, by the way, and it's great. I'm loving it. I think it's very tempting to stay. I've been in places like this before in Southeast Asia, and it's very tempting to just kind of keep staying here. I've done this before in places like Battambang, Cambodia, and Luang Prabang is a little more commercialized than Chiang Rai, but I could be very tempted to stay here, but I do have a deadline. I have to catch a flight to Bangkok on Tuesday, and I'll be in Bangkok for a few days before I head back to Taiwan. So, but I'm really enjoying northern Thailand. It's very wonderful here. Lovely culture. I've had some wonderful food. I had a wonderful meal tonight of stir-fried shrimp and cashews and chilies, and so tasty. And I have to tell you, the other thing I have to tell you that's really awesome about, because I love cafes, I'm a cafe aficionado. I mean, I do a lot of work. My best work is done in cafes, and there's so many cafes around Chiang Rai, of all places. I mean, you'd expect that in Chiang Mai because of there's some more commercial place, more tourists are there, and university students and expats, and that whole vibe, of course, creates a demand for a cafe culture. But there's a real cool cafe culture here, which is just unbelievable for the size of the place. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm really kind of getting into that. And I think I said, this place is so chill. Like, it'd be so easy just to spend like a month here and not do anything, or just kind of work on your stuff if you're a writer or a broadcaster, whatever you do, and just hang out in these cafes and be chill. Beautiful, beautiful temples. So again, before you come to a place, you have to keep an open mind, because I've heard a little mixed things about Chiang Rai, but I'm really liking Chiang Rai so far. So and they have a walking market culture here on the weekend, just like Chiang Mai. So there's a Saturday walking market or night market, and a Sunday night market as well. So if I'm around the town, I'll go to those and hopefully scope from those as well. But if you have any questions about northern Thailand or anything else about East Asia or Southeast Asia, you can shoot them my way right now. But I do appreciate you joining me here just for this kind of quick cafe update in Chiang Rai. But so far I've been in northern Thailand just over a week. Lovely, lovely place, lovely culture, but smoking hot. It was 40 degrees yesterday in Chiang Mai. I'm sure it was at least that today here in Chiang Rai. And the haze is getting stronger and stronger with the slash and burn season here. So the skies are getting cloudier or hazier by the day, and this is typical. Okay, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Candy. Thank you. Somebody asked me about Songkran. I'm not staying for Songkran. Songkran is the New Year festival, and it's called Songkran in Thailand, and various other names in Laos. It's called Pimai. It's basically New Year. Chiang Rai does have an airport, so they there's lots of flights going to cities all over Thailand. There's one flight that goes to China. I think that's the only international flight that leaves for China, Kunming, I think. But the rest of the flights mostly heading down to Bangkok or southern Thailand. So yeah, it's a, I mean, well-serviced area for sure. So I'm not staying around for Songkran. Songkran is like the big thing about Songkran, for especially for foreigners that come to visit, is it's a big water throwing festival, or basically a big water fight or squirt gun fight. So the people buy those big huge honking squirt guns, and they squirt each other. Now that's not, it's a Buddhist tradition, but that's not exactly, Buddhists didn't start using squirt guns, they didn't have them hundreds of years ago. But it was more of a gentle ritual of just putting some water on the back of somebody's neck or shoulder or on their arm gently. And this was a blessing and renewal and for good luck, and now it's just turned into this big water fight. But people have lots of fun. People come to Southeast Asia specifically for this festival, and it's very, very big in Thailand. It's massive, and they start doing the water throwing a few days before New Year, sometimes up to 5 days before, depending on what part of Southeast Asia you're in. So New Year falls around the 14th, 15th in April, and so they start maybe 4 or 5 days before they start throwing the water. And there's some places where it's banned, actually. You can't, because they will throw water at vehicles that go by, and particularly motorcyclists or motorbike riders. And it can be quite dangerous, actually. So in parts of Cambodia, I believe they have banned it. There's other places that have banned water throwing, particularly at vehicles. But then there's some places that just like in Laos, they chuck it at anything that's going by. So it's a crazy festival. If you're into that, if you don't like being wet all day, don't ever come to Southeast Asia in the middle of April. You will be a miserable person. You won't like it. Don't come to Southeast Asia unless you're totally into water fights in the middle of April. Otherwise, it's just going to be a miserable time for you. So that is my advice, because I have been here at that time of year before. So I'm just going to let you go. Shots from the streets here and people of Chiang Rai, Thailand. This is a little bakery that I'm sitting outside of, a cafe, and this is just a basic street. This is off the main drag of Chiang Rai here in northern Thailand. And just if you could just picture being in 40-degree heat at 7:30 in the evening, and just feeling like you're in some amazing adventure. This is actually, I would say, this is Indiana Jones country. Chiang Rai is Indiana Jones country. It's so close. You're close to Myanmar. You're close to Laos. It's the north. It's exciting. It's adventurous. It's different. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you again. Thank you. So long from Chiang Rai, Thailand.